Ko follows her into the winner's circle at the Cambridge LPGA.
For the first time in the tournament's history, Thailand has its very own champion, Lydia Ko.
The long road to victory ends in Scotland for Ryann O'Toole.
With power and poise, Patty Tavatanakit is a major champion.
A star is born again. Lydia Ko, for the first time in 3 years.
Welcome back to your winning ways, Brooke Henderson.
Minjee Lee, with a comeback for the ages, is finally a major champion. A return to old glory, Jin Young Ko. She's back in the winner's circle. Jin Young Ko is a winner again.
Sasso is the U.S. Women's Open champion.
It's a first for Finland. Matilda Castren wins the LPGA Mediheal Championship. Austin Ernst, a decisive victory.
Anna Norquist is a major champion again. The Swede has won the 2021 AIG Women's Open.
Beeb, she wins for the 21st time in her Hall of Fame career. Nelly Korda, world #1, wins for the 4th time this season and takes the lead in the Rolex Player of the Year race with one event to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Tom Abbott, your MC for the evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome. If I could please ask you to take your seats so we can begin this evening. It's so great to be back inside the ballroom. The sentiment that I have heard from many people this week is that once they returned here to Naples, they realized how much they missed it, and we missed you. So thank you very much for coming this evening and to be here and to support the LPGA Tour. We were able to celebrate last year, but it was virtually. And so I'm so glad that we're here in person in 2021 for this Rolex LPGA Awards. Now, tonight's awards are live on Facebook, giving LPGA fans and followers across the globe the opportunity to celebrate another incredible season of golf. So welcome to you all, wherever you are, joining us to watch this evening. I think you will really enjoy what we have in store for you tonight. Now, tonight would not be possible without the tremendous support of an incredible partner in Rolex. For the past 4 decades, Rolex and the LPGA have shared a very strong relationship. These are two organizations that cherish great accomplishments and symbolize perpetual excellence. As the 71st year of the LPGA comes to a close, we thank Rolex for their continuing support of women's golf and the LPGA Tour. Well, over the past 2 years, golf has been a bright spot for so many people, hasn't it? Whether it was enjoying the game themselves or watching these incredible athletes on television. Golf has been a really important part of people's lives. We all know how tough 2020 was, and for the LPGA Tour, they did manage to put together a season, and it was great to see late in the year players vying for trophies and for honors throughout that latter half of 2020. But it was a short short off-season, one of the shortest in the history of the LPGA, and then we got right back to it at the beginning of 2021 with back-to-back wins from the Korda sisters. We witnessed some of the game's best return to the winner's circle as Lydia Ko and Arya Jutanagarn both captured a victory for the first time in nearly 3 years. We got a glimpse at the future of the game with rookies like Patty Tavatanakit, Matilda Castron, and Leona Maguire. We saw breakthrough victories at all of the major championships, with players like Nelly Korda and Minjee Lee shedding the distinction of best player yet to win a major championship. We saw an American take over the #1 spot in the Rolex Women's World Rankings for the first time since 2013, as the summer belonged to Nelly Korda. And we welcomed a new LPGA Tour commissioner who might be the first to be as talented with a hockey stick, she's a former hockey player, as she is with a golf club. She's got a wonderful golf swing. And she has a tremendous putting stroke, as I found out a few weeks ago when she snaked in a 15-footer down the hill, left to right, to beat me at the Country Club of Orlando. Yeah, that does deserve, a round of applause. We saw the power of team and country at the Solheim Cup, and we again had the opportunity to see an incredible run by Jin Young Ko late in the year that once again has her vying for many of the most coveted awards in women's golf. A few special welcomes to begin. With us this evening is LPGA Commissioner Molly Marcoux Samaan, who is attending her first Rolex Awards evening, so welcome, Molly. I would like to extend a big thank you to the entire team at Rolex, some of whom are with us tonight from both New York and Geneva, including Munia Meshbal, the Vice President of Communications for Rolex Watch USA, who will be joining me on stage once again, as she has done over the last several years, to make some very important presentations. And I would like to welcome Arnaud Laborde, who has made his way from Dubai, having attended the European Tour's DP World Tour Championship. He's flown in to be here at the LPGA CME Group Tour Championship. So welcome, Arnaud. We have many LPGA Tour players with us tonight in the room. I know it's a very busy week for you all, but we really appreciate you coming here tonight to celebrate with your fellow players. I would like to welcome members of the LPGA and World Golf Halls of Fame, and I think it's appropriate for you to stand and be recognized. If you're a member of the World Golf or LPGA Halls of Fame, please stand and give them a big round of applause for being here tonight with us. Well, tomorrow, the LPGA is set to unveil its 2022 schedule, but we know already the tour will welcome new sponsors like Chevron and Kroger, and I'd like to welcome new members of the LPGA Tour family, and I would like to salute the invaluable people who make the LPGA Tour schedule what it is. Here tonight are many of the LPGA Tour's tournament owners, title sponsors, and partners. So if you're in that group, please be upstanding so people can recognize you for the wonderful work that you do to make the LPGA Tour what it is today. And on that note, I would like to take a moment to recognize all of the volunteers who work so graciously and give up their time so graciously throughout the year to help make the LPGA a great, great success. Many of whom are watching tonight live on Facebook, so please give them a big round of applause. And on a personal note, I would like to recognize somebody who has been instrumental in our Golf Channel and NBC coverage over the last 15 years. She has led our coverage as the producer. She's the only woman to produce a major tour coverage anywhere in the world. And she is stepping away from her duties at the end of this season to spend more time with her young daughter and her husband. She will not be screaming at us in our ears anymore. Beth Hutter, who's here tonight, who's stepping down as producer of our coverage. About 10 seconds before we go on the air, every show, she says in my ear, "Hey, Tom, just remember, don't mess it up." Except she doesn't use the word mess. But I can't tell you what she does use, because we're live on Facebook. This week, the biggest prize in women's golf lies in wait for the winner of the season-ending CME Group Tour Championship. A winner's check for a whopping $1.5 million and a total tournament purse of $5 million. As announced yesterday, that will increase to $7 million next year, right here, with $2 million to the winner and a guaranteed $40,000 just for making it into the top 60 here. They kicked off the week with a concert for St. Jude. It was a great vibe with Jimmy Buffett. They raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for St. Jude, and they will finish it by handing out a winner's check for $1.5 million. There is no doubt CME have stepped up once again to provide a fitting end to the season. So a big round of applause once again for CME, all that they do, and Terry Duffy, the chairman and CEO. Well, our first award this evening is the Founders Award, which is given to a member who, in the opinion of her peers, best exemplifies the spirit, ideals, and values of the LPGA through her behavior and deeds. Joining me on stage to present this magnificent trophy is LPGA trailblazer and last year's Ellen Griffin Rolex Award recipient, Renee Powell. Welcome to the stage, Renee, the legend of the game. And as Renee makes her way to the stage, we turn our attention to the screens as LPGA player president Vicky Gertz-Ackerman introduces us to the winner for 2021.
This year's recipient is someone who emerged onto the LPGA scene with a bang, winning at the ripe age of 15 years old. It was clear that her success on the golf course was inevitable. We quickly got a glimpse of her spirit, passion, and kindness by constant smiles and joy of seizing the moment. As she continued to grow as a person, you could see her following. Young girls all wanted to be like her. Large circular glasses became cool because that is what she wore. She signs autographs, does interviews, goes to sponsors functions, and is well beyond her years. Currently, she is serving on the LPGA Player Board, being the voice of her peers, a commitment in her time to the tour, but more importantly, showing her passion for the organization that she has grown up in. Respect from one's peers is earned. In sport, sometimes that is only achieved on the course or field, but for this year's recipient, her respect is not just for her play, but how she lives her life. It is my honor to introduce this year's Founders Award recipient, Lydia Ko.
And please welcome to the stage the 2021 Founders Award recipient, Lydia Ko.
Oh, sir. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hope you all are having a great evening. I think I was up on stage 8 years ago to receive my Rookie of the Year award. And I can remember I said, man, I should have taken a shot before coming up here. And I'm legal now, so I should have taken one or two. But no, Vicky was incredibly nice. I promise I didn't pay her and go, hey, make sure to say nice things about me. This is a huge honor to receive the Founders Award. This incredible award was named after 13 pioneering and courageous women who have made it possible for many of us to compete at the highest levels of professional golf. As trailblazers, they allowed all of those who came after them to dream and to be part of the LPGA, where we have the opportunity to make our dreams come true. I'm extremely grateful knowing that this award was voted by my fellow peers on the LPGA. In my 8 years on tour and playing against the best female golfers, I've been so fortunate to have met so many friends, mentors, and people I will know for the rest of my life. Even though we are all competing against each other, one of the greatest attributes about our tour is that we genuinely support one another. We're here to grow as professionals and people. This allows the tour to continue to inspire the future generation of young women and inject them with the inspiring vision and spirit of the founders. The LPGA is much more than an organization, but a family. Thank you to my family, friends, and team for supporting and loving me unconditionally, and for guiding me to become not only the best player, but the best person that I can be. Without all of you, I would not be here today. Finally, thank you to Rolex for once again putting on an amazing night. I am extremely proud to be part of the Rolex family. I wore my Rolex green today, and my Rolex watch, I didn't forget that, and support the dreams of all those on the LPGA. I'm extremely humbled to be chosen for this meaningful award, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.
8 years. You're making us all feel old now, Lydia, looking back. Still only 24, she reminds us. Our next award is all about hard work, determination, and dedication, and most importantly, perseverance. This year's award winner embodies every one of these traits as she courageously shared her Drive On story with the world earlier this year. Joining me on stage to present this trophy is the LPGA's Chief Brand and Communications Officer, Roberta Bowman. And as Roberta makes her way to the stage, she recorded this video earlier this week to introduce the winner of the Heather Farr Perseverance Award.
This award honors the memory of LPGA Tour player Heather Farr, who valiantly fought breast cancer before passing away in 1993 at the age of 28. Each year, tour players select the player who best represents Heather's special attributes of perseverance, determination, and spirit. This year's winner of the Heather Farr Perseverance Award is Madeline Saxton. The global statistics are shocking. 1 in 9 girls under the age of 18 are sexually abused by an adult. When Madeline was 7 years old, she was one of those children. Like so many young victims, Madeline felt that the abuse was somehow her fault. So she held it all in, not telling a soul, for 16 years. Repressing that memory took its toll on Madeline's emotions, her self-image, and her golf. One day, while practicing for a Symetra Tour event, Madeline found the courage to confront her past. With the support of her golf mentor, fellow Swede Robert Carlson, Madeline had the hardest conversation of her life when she told her family about the abuse. By finding her voice, Madeline found her strength. Free from the burden of her secret, Madeline's life and her golf improved. In 2016, the year of that breakthrough, Madeline earned Symetra Tour Player of the Year honors, as well as her LPGA Tour card. And in 2020, she captured her first victory at the Cambridge LPGA at Boca Rio. Now, if Madeline's story had ended here, we'd all be in awe of her strength and her resilience. But it didn't. Earlier this year, Madeline shared the story of her abuse and her path to survivorship as part of the LPGA's Drive On series. Her decision to share her experience was an act of bravery, empathy, and generosity. We worked closely with Madeline on her story, and it took nearly a year to produce. Some of that delay was, of course, due to COVID, but some was just wanting to be sure that Madeline was absolutely certain of her decision to go public. She never once wavered. In her words, "If I touch one life by telling my story, it will all be worth it." Madeline's story and the inspiring video that go with it have had the highest engagement of any of our drive-on stories. And clearly, she's won the admiration, the respect, and support from all of us at the LPGA and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2021 Heather Farr Perseverance Award winner, Madeline Sackstrom.
Please welcome to the stage Madeline Sackstrom.
I had 2 goals coming in tonight. Stay under 2 minutes and don't cry. I've already failed one, so here we go. I have received many awards, both for my athletic ability and my performance on the golf course. This is the first award I have received for being me. For a long time, I based my self-worth on my results on the golf course. I have worked for a long time to see and honor my other sides of myself. This is why this award means a lot to me. It's been a lot of hard work, and I'm just so happy to stand in front of you guys as the person I am today. Of course, I need to thank a few people. First of all, I want to thank my peers in the LPGA for supporting me and loving me with my story. It's been everything from hugs on the driving range to social media posts. I also need to thank Robert Carlson for listening to me and supporting me when I needed someone the most. I also want to thank Amy Rogers, who brought the story back to life and made it beautiful. I want to thank Roberta Bowman and Kelly Schultz for being with me every step of the way, making me feel safe and supported throughout this journey. Like she said, it was a long one. Last but not least, I want to thank my boyfriend, Jack. People might not know, but he's been on every phone call, on every interview, sitting in the back, supporting me. He's been pushing me when I needed to be pushed and hugging me when I needed to be hugged. I could not have done this without him. My goal every morning when I wake up is to be the best version of myself, both as a golfer, but most importantly as a human being. Deciding to speak about my sexual abuse story means just that for me. I hope that by sharing my darkness, I can bring some light and hope into somebody else's life. As we all know, life isn't always easy, but together as human beings, we can be there for each other. Thank you all for showing me that my story is important and for showing others that they're not alone.
Our next award salutes the 1800-plus LPGA professionals and recognizes an individual who has made a major contribution to the teaching of golf while also showing love and dedication to students and the game itself. To present this year's Ellen Griffin Rolex Award, we have the privilege of hearing from Marvel Bernard, National President of the LPGA Professionals.
Professionals National President Marvel Bernard. I'm here this evening to present the 2021 Ellen Griffin Rolex Award. This award was instituted in 1989 by the LPGA to honor the late teaching professional Ellen Griffin. The 2021 Ellen Griffin Rolex Award winner is Deb Vangelo. This award recognizes individuals who've made a major contribution to the teaching of golf, and Deb so wonderfully emulates the spirit of Ellen in her love and dedication to her students, to fellow teachers, and to the game. Deb's a highly awarded industry professional. She's a past LPGA Professionals National President. She's an LPGA Master Professional. And she's a recognized leader and expert in the golf industry. Deb was a longtime lead instructor in the LPGA's industry-leading global education program. But above all, Deb does everything she does with a servant's heart, which fits so well with how Ellen Griffin lived her life. Deb now joins a stellar list of her peers in being awarded this prestigious recognition. Please join me in welcoming to the stage the 2021 Ellen Griffin Rolex Award winner, Deb Vanderbilt.
And then just at the front here as well. And Deb will also be receiving a Rolex watch from Munia Meshbal, who's joined us on stage. A very nice part of the award. You don't have to give that back, you keep it. Okay.
Wow. Thank you so much. This is a tremendous honor that I'm so grateful to receive. Thank you to the LPGA for giving me a wonderful teaching career as a member of our association. Thank you to Rolex for your support of this very special award and the LPGA as a whole. And thank you so much, Ellen Griffin. Her incredible teaching spirit, while never forgetting that she was always teaching people and to allow the frustrations of golf to be overcome by fun, was really instrumental and made me think as a young teacher to this day. Finally, a very special thank you to my friends, colleagues, and students in teaching. I'm very much forever grateful for everything that everyone has done for me in my 30+ year career of teaching. And this is a most special award I'm proud to receive. Last but not least, thank you to the LPGA members here that are in this room tonight for allowing the Teaching Club Professional membership to be part of your special awards evening. It's really special. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Appreciate it.
Well, the time now has come to salute the Rolex first-time winners for 2021. And this year's Rolex and the LPGA welcomed 6 new winners to this very elite club. Each player receives a Rolex watch to commemorate their first tour victory, and Munia will be helping me to make the presentation here on stage. So let's get started. Well, 2 years after earning low amateur honors at Mission Hills Country Club, she became only the 2nd player in LPGA Tour history to win the ANA Inspiration, now the Chevron Championship, in her rookie season. A final round 68 gave the Thailand native a 2-shot wire-to-wire victory as she became the season's first Rolex first-time winner. Please welcome to the stage Patty Tavatanakit. Helped by an eagle on the par 5 15th hole, this player broke through into the winner's circle by shooting a 3-under 68 in the final round of the Pure Silk Championship to become the first player from Chinese Taipei to win on the LPGA Tour since 2013. Please welcome Wei-Ling Shi. We'll welcome Yuka Sasso first. With a 12-foot birdie on the 3rd playoff hole, this 19-year-old native of the Philippines became the 2021 U.S. Women's Open champion and the season's 3rd Rolex first-time winner. She birdied 2 of her last 3 holes to force a playoff, and with her victory earned full-time status on the LPGA Tour. It's Yuka Sasso. Well, this player became a Rolex first-time winner with an impressive final round 65 at Lake Merced Golf Club, carding 5 birdies and an eagle in the final round to best the 72-hole scoring record by 2 shots at the LPGA Medihill Championship. She became the first player from Finland to win on the LPGA Tour. Please welcome Matilda Castron. A triple bogey in the final round couldn't derail this player from taking home her first career victory. It seemed fitting that the win came in Northern Ireland for the Thailand native, who marks her golf ball with the phrase, "good luck." A little luck of the Irish might have helped her outlast Emma Talley in a 2-hole sudden death playoff to win the inaugural ISPS Hand Up World Invitational presented by Modest Golf Management. Please welcome Pajari Ananarukan. In her 228th start on the LPGA Tour, this 11-year veteran finally captured her first LPGA Tour victory, and she did it in style. She shot a bogey-free 64 in the final round to secure a 3-shot victory at the Trust Golf Women's Scottish Open. Please welcome Ryann O'Toole. I've already teased this winner, but helped by an eagle on the par 5 15th hole, this player broke through into the winner's circle by shooting 3 under 68 in the final round of the Pure Silk Championship to become the first player from Chinese Taipei to win on the LPGA Tour since 2013. Please welcome Wei Ling Shi. Well, I'm gonna talk to you now, but Patty, I've got a feeling that you might be back on this stage a little later. So we're going to let you off the hook here. We're going to let you off the hook. Now, Yuka, your victory at the US Women's Open was incredible. You became a massive star in your home country. Tell us some of the experiences you've had since that US Women's Open, purely because you are now a major champion.
Thank you. I think it's everyone calling me US Women's Open champ rather than my name. It's great, but now they're calling me by my name, but a week or 2 weeks after my win, everyone's calling me US Open champ, and it felt really good, but hope they can call me Yuka first and then US Open champ next.
Did they put your image on the side of a building back home? Is that right? That's what I heard. They did. Just say yes. Yes.
Yes.
Incredible. Incredible. What a great win, and welcome to the LPGA Tour as a member this year. We'll move on down the line. Matilda. 2 years ago, I looked this up. 2 years ago, this day, you were 1,108th in the world. You were playing on the Symetra Tour, and we have a mutual friend, and we talked recently about some of the tough times that you had. You were like, you know, it wasn't a glamorous life. You were sleeping on floors occasionally on the Symetra Tour, and you're now a winner on the LPGA Tour. You're a winner on the Ladies European Tour. How have you managed to make that journey and be so successful this year?
Well, it's taken a long time to get here. I think all those nights on the floor and those struggles just kind of made me who I am and helped me get here and just appreciate golf and appreciate the journey and just be patient and work hard. And yeah, if someone told me 2 years ago that I would be here today, I would have said, no way. So I'm just really thankful for all of this.
It was a terrific win. You were 5 under for the first 5 holes in that final round. It was amazing golf. You didn't look like somebody who'd never won before. So congratulations on your first victory. Pajari, where did your idea come to mark your ball with good luck?
Oh, honestly, I started writing that, like, mark my ball since I was 12 or 13. It's just always something to look at, you know, like positive thing to look on the course, and especially playing Ireland, I think that's definitely helped me a lot.
It certainly did. You didn't need any luck in that final round, did you? What did it mean to you to get that victory on tour finally?
I mean, after the triple, I got a 7 on the 5th hole, and I think that short-term memory helped me a lot with, you know, just forgetting what I did. You know, we all make mistakes sometime, and it happened to golfers on the course. So I was glad that I was able to like put it off, and especially with the playoff, it was you know, I was really nervous, but I'm glad I was able to put it off.
Yeah, you were very impressive in your win. Well done. Getting it done in a playoff is never easy. Is it 11 years on tour? Over 220 starts? I mean, you've had an amazing career, Ryann, but you hadn't managed to get that victory. What was different for you in Scotland?
Well, where there's a will, there's a way, Tom. So, I don't know. It just felt like the stars aligned, and my game has been showing up all year, and it's just been taken away. I think it just finally happened, and it was the best feeling on earth.
Were there times where you thought it might not happen for you?
I tried never listening to that thought. You know, I just kept working and growing, and felt like, you know, I started this game late. I picked it up at the age of 13 and felt like, okay, I'm behind the ball and I can just continue growing and learning, and 34 years, here I am, and I found the W.
Well done. Well done. Wei Ling, I'm going to scoot around the other side. It was 7 years for you on tour. What did you learn about yourself winning on the LPGA Tour?
I think it's really different for me, especially last year. I stayed home. I didn't come back play LPGA the whole year, but I got year off I can spend with family and friends, and knowing myself that you know, life is not only golf. Besides that, we have something more important. So I think I learned a lot from that about myself. So I mean, this year I can really do myself and being on the course, off the course. So.
Now, as we gather you together for a picture with Munir, I want to take you back to your winner's interview, because winning on the LPGA Tour is very, very hard, and it means a huge amount to players who are able to break through. So I want to take us back to what I think really sums up the emotion of winning on the LPGA Tour. It was your winner's interview on the 18th green with our colleague Kay Cockrell. So let's take a look back at that.
10 times you finished in the top 10. You've had a second place finish at Pure Silk Bahamas. Now you are an LPGA Tour winner. What does this mean to you, your family, and your country?
1 second. I thought I won't cry.
It's okay.
But I mean, on 15, I can't hear myself. On 15, I know there's a good chance, and I thought about myself that I've been waiting this for 7 years. I don't want to wait anymore, so I'm sorry. Just very emotional right now.
Understandably. You've worked very hard for this.
And I think that shows what it means to win on this tour, the work that you all put in behind the scenes, and it means a lot to be a Rolex first-time winner. So congratulations to all of you. We're going to gather for some pictures here, but it is time for dinner inside the ballroom. We're going to take a quick break, but on the other side of dinner, we'll have plenty more awards and emotional stories and celebrations here at the Rolex LPGA Awards.
As you can see, we've already had a handful of awards given out tonight. We've seen Lydia Ko, Madeline Sagstrom, Deb Vangelo, and also, of course, all of the Rolex first-time winners have their moments. But I can assure you one thing, we are not done yet. So stick around. We're going to let these people enjoy their dinner. And for now, we're going to go back out to Amy Rogers. She's with a very special guest.
Well, it has been a fantastic start so far to the Rolex Awards, and I am joined by the LPGA's new commissioner, Molly Marcoussimon, who's enjoying the Rolex Awards for the first time. What's your impression so far?
Oh my God, it's unbelievable. I mean, the stories, the energy, the excitement, the emotion. I just have a big smile on my face. It's pretty remarkable, and I am sitting at a table with Annika, Nancy, and Judy. So can't get much better than that.
Those are some legends.
Those are some names, right?
And we have had some big names throughout this entire season create some incredible drama, from Nelly Korda to Jin Young Ko. What has stood out to you this season on the LPGA Tour?
Well, I think just that. I mean, what a remarkable group of athletes that we have. I mean, I am obsessed by sports and obsessed by golf, and to be able to wake up on the weekends and during the week and watch these women compete, I think there's just one better story than the next. I mean, Ryann O'Toole winning after 11 years, and sort of looking at how she performs and how she gets herself prepared to perform, and getting to know her is just one example of these incredible athletes living their dreams.
You're now 3 months in as commissioner of the LPGA Tour. What's been your pinch me moment? Have you just had that moment where you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I am now the commissioner of the LPGA.
I think I just had one sitting inside, and I was just thinking when Matilda said, a year ago she was sleeping on the floor. I might not have been sleeping on the floor, but I don't think I would have been sitting at the table with Nancy Lopez and Annika Sorensen and Judy Rankin, and being pals with them and seeing them as, so I think that's a pretty big pinch me moment. But as I said, I just love watching these incredible athletes compete.
It's all coming to a conclusion here this week at the CME Group Tour Championship, and that drama we talked about is continuing all the way down to the last year. What are you looking forward to seeing this weekend?
Well, first of all, you have 60 of the top players, and they all have a chance to win, and they're all terrific players, and so the competition is one of the things, as I said, I love. So coming down to see who can perform under this pretty tough situation in terms of the pressure. But again, obviously with the big purse announcement this week, this is just what they all play for their whole lives.
Yeah, that big purse announcement for next year for the CME Group Tour Championship was a nice little teaser to come of what we'll be looking at next season. I know the schedule will be officially released tomorrow. Give us a little sneak peek. Can you give us anything, a little hint of something that we might see tomorrow?
I will tell you that I think people are going to be quite happy with the schedule. It's the best ever, I think.
Best ever.
Yes, it's in my opinion. And again, we have so many remarkable partners who see the value of the LPGA from both, from a commercial standpoint, but also how that the LPGA fits into their value system and their strategy as companies. So they keep investing more, and I think we're going to be pretty proud to announce our schedule tomorrow.
Well, I appreciate you dodging my question, but
I'm getting good at that. I'm getting good at that, aren't I?
But you've got me intrigued.
Yes,
best ever.
Yes, best
I'm excited.
Ever.
Molly Marcoussimon, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the evening. I'll let you get back inside. And here's a little look at who our next guest will be. Here's a preview. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. Have fun.
Yeah.
And he built the golf course because of the fact he wanted to give everybody an opportunity.
I'm always excited when I get to spend time with Renee Powell. She joins me now, and she was just on stage a few moments ago presenting one of the first awards this evening, the Founders Award. Why was it important to you to present that award?
Do you know, because of the fact that, and I presented it to Lydia Ko, you know, we have LPGA behind our name because of the 13 founders. So I think that is, you know, it's so important. Otherwise, none of us would be here, you know. And I actually knew 11 of the 13. Wow. So, you know, that award is so special, and the fact that I was able to present that, you know, it was very special.
You were recognized last year with the Ellen Griffin Award, so you know what it's like. But describe for us, what is it like as a player when you get recognized with some of these huge honors at an award show like this one tonight?
Well, you know, and especially when some of your peers, you know, vote for you. I think that says a lot, and it is very special because there's so many other people. And the fact that you are the one that is selected is, it's pretty humbling.
Absolutely. Now, this has been a big year for you with Clearview celebrating its 75th anniversary. What has the season been like for you overall?
Oh my gosh, it was such an exciting year this year. I mean, we did so much at Clearview because last year with COVID, you know, everything was sort of shut down. But we had so many wonderful things that happened. And one of the things was the LPGA KPMG benefit for Clearview. Mm-hmm. You know, when that, as they were talking about it, I didn't know what it was going to be like until I actually got to Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And the fact that the LPGA and KPMG came, you know, along to really celebrate Clearview and the 75th anniversary of the golf course that my dad built back in 1946. So that was, you know, that was very, very special, very, very heartwarming.
The LPGA's hoodie project was also a project that you were involved in this year. How did you get into that, and how did it benefit you?
It was so amazing because it didn't start until April 19th. Mm-hmm. And so it was a campaign, and Michelle Wee West had wanted to do something and give back to the LPGA. And so between Michelle and Roberta Bowman and myself came up with this incredible campaign. And it started, and you know, who would have thought that a hoodie, one item of clothing, would have sold out in the first couple of weeks? And you know, the campaign is going into the very end of December, and it really has raised a lot of money for the Renee Powell LPGA USGA Girls Golf Fund, and the other half of the money goes to the Clearview Legacy Foundation.
Fantastic.
So, you know, the fact that my name is attached and involved with both of it has been pretty amazing.
I would say it's been a huge, really popular hoodie. And as you mentioned, selling out, some celebrities wearing it as well. Anybody that surprised you that you saw wearing the hoodie over this last year?
Oh my gosh, you know, just seeing the guys, you know, seeing somebody like a Steph Curry or any of the, you know, the PGA Tour players, seeing guys wearing it was pretty awesome. Ellen DeGeneres had it on, you know, and just, it's been wonderful because they are supporting, you know, a couple of really great causes.
Absolutely. And how much was raised from the hoodie this year? Do you know?
Oh my gosh, I don't know what the final is yet, but it has been a considerable large number.
That's incredible. Yeah. Well, you can still get them, as Renee mentioned.
That's
They're
right.
available till the end of December. So a great holiday gift for those you love. Run out and get one of those LPGA
That's
hoodies
right.
before they're
It's
gone.
getting cool now.
Yeah, it's perfect
weather.
time of year for it. Renee, fantastic to always spend time with you. Best of luck with Clearview going forward as well.
Thank you. It's always great to be with you.
All right, here's a look at our next guest.
One thing I've learned throughout the journey these last few years is that you can't make everyone like you. All you can do is make the best decisions you think at the time for yourself. Every shot or experience, it changes you, and you just gotta be patient, and I think patience has been a huge key for me, and my family has been helping me to be more grounded in that sense. If things don't go too well, my dad or my mom or my sister will be like, hey, it's okay, you still got tomorrow, and we're kind of walking along this journey together, and we're all learning from it. That's why on my social network, I try and keep it as positive as possible. 50 years ago, there was no social media for people to be able to make these differences. If we can make, you know, a little bit of a good difference in other people's lives, it makes the whole thing worth it. I'm Lydia Ko, and I drive on.
And that was the story of Lydia Ko, her drive-on story. She joins me now, recognized with this year's Founder Award. Lydia, what did it mean to you to be recognized with the Founders Award?
This is obviously an incredible honor. I'm very grateful because it's named after our 13 founders, and without them there wouldn't be us, and without the pioneers there wouldn't be us either. So yeah, super grateful, and with this award being voted by the other girls on tour, it makes it, I think, extra special, and I think it also motivates me to want to become a better and a good representation of the LPGA.
You've had just an incredible season so far with multiple wins around the world, that bronze medal as well. What has this year been like for you?
This has been, I think, one of the happiest years in my whole entire life, on and off the golf course. I think obviously being back in the winner's circle in Hawaii, meant a lot, and was a bit of a confidence booster. And then just off the course, the people that I've gotten to meet, and a lot of good things. So golf has been great and definitely one of my most consistent years, but outside of that, a lot of happy things as well.
And that was a little bit of what we saw with your drive-on story as well, talking about, keeping a positive outlook. I know you've talked about, sometimes those trolls on social media can kind of get you down, and trying to keep that at bay and stay positive. What's the key to doing that when, sometimes there are those outside noises and distractions?
I think at the end of the day, I have an amazing family and friends and team around me that keep me grounded, that support me no matter what. I was talking to Sean today, and he said, my boyfriend and my mom and my sisters out here and my brother-in-law, and he said, the people that really love me and support me no matter what, they're here and they're always going to be there with me. So just play. Just play, I think, for them, and just know that there may be a few people that may not like you, but you can't make friends with everyone.
I can't imagine someone not wanting to be friends with Lydia Ko. You seem like you'd be a great friend.
I'm a great listener, I think.
You've mentioned Sean Foley, your coach, a lot throughout this season. What kind of influence has he had on you, both on and off the golf course?
I think a lot of the time, when you look at a coach, they think, oh, they're technically going to help you. And yes, he has, in that standpoint, and getting my swing and just getting my game into a better place, and to be in a place where I can just be out there playing freely and confidently. But Sean has definitely helped me off the golf course, clearing some of the questions in my head, just supporting me, and sometimes just saying, sometimes when I need it, say, give me a word slap and go, hey, get your S together, and then just go. And I think we need that, right? Sometimes it's not going to be all great things, positive things, but I think they all are for the good and for me. And he's been, I'm very thankful for the role he plays, not only just as my swing coach, but as a mentor, and and somebody that guides me.
Well, you are fantastic for the game, and it's great that you're being recognized for all that you are and all that you bring to the LPGA. Lydia Ko, it's always a pleasure to spend time with you. Congratulations on the award.
Thank you so much.
And next up, here's a little video about our next guest, Madeline Sagstrom.
Dear little Madeline, I know they think you're a little crazy right now. You're dreaming big, and you're determined. You know what you want. One day, your plans and dreams will unfold. You'll move across the world and play against the best players in the world. You'll play on the biggest stage in women's golf. You're going to work hard, you're going to make mistakes, and you're also going to have success. You're going to question yourself along the way. You're also going to think from time to time that you're a superhero. You're going to question who you are and what your purpose in this world is. You're also going to know it so clearly and be so at peace with yourself. You're going to learn to love yourself fully with all your flaws and imperfections. I know it's easier for you to be hard on yourself, to doubt yourself and think you're not good enough. Please, little girl, be nice to yourself. You're so much greater than you can ever imagine right now. You're so worthy and so perfect just the way you are. Don't ever stop fighting. Your time will come. Don't ever stop dreaming. All the love from 27-year-old Madeline.
That Dear Little Madeline video you just saw there opened a door to sharing a much larger story. Madeline Sagstrom sharing her story and opening up over this last year about the abuse that she endured as a young girl growing up, and that courage that you showed earned you this Heather Farr Perseverance Award this year. What did it mean to you to be recognized with that award?
I think it's, for somebody who's been so identified by golf, this is really the first time that this has nothing to do with my professional golf. This is something to do about me and the journey that I've been on with myself. So for me, this means so much. I mean, if you would have told me this 10 years ago, I would never believe you that I would stand here and be proud of something that I have created as a person. So it means so much to me, and I'm so honored to be here, and I'm so honored that people are inspired by my journey. So I'm a little bit out of words.
Yeah, it's been a huge year for you, both obviously off the golf course and sharing your story, and on the golf course as well, being part of that victorious Solheim Cup team also. How would you describe just this year overall?
I would definitely say this is my best year on tour. It's been both performance-wise. I haven't won yet.
Still time left.
Still time left, but both ranking-wise, and I think it's been my best year. It's been my best year both in personally and also of what I have performed. It's been a year. I have had a tendency to kind of miss too many cuts and just not really have that steady game, and I haven't missed a cut since May. So for me, I see that as a huge positive. I'm gonna keep building on that. I might not have got all those really high finishes yet, but it's just been a really good climbing block for me, building block. And I mean, the Solheim Cup was just amazing. I mean, that's literally the icing on the cake. You couldn't have scripted that any better. It was just amazing.
You were recognized last year as a first-time winner virtually, as we weren't all able to gather, obviously, due to the pandemic. Now being here, able to celebrate and recognize you in person. How are the experiences a little different?
This is amazing. This is my first time at the Rolex Awards, and it's really cool to see everybody here. It's such a nice atmosphere. I'm sad we missed it last year, but I'm happy we were back this year, and I'm kind of getting that same feeling. And I was a little bit too nervous earlier to enjoy it, but I feel better now. So I'm happy that we're talking now after I had that little speech.
Now you can relax a little bit, enjoy the rest of the evening. So how do you use what you've gone through, what you've experienced this season, use this as a jumping off point for next year? What does that look like for you? What are your goals going forward?
Well, I really feel, I've been talking to my team all year, I really feel like I'm in a good place. I always look at my life as in kind of cake pieces, and I see where is my social life, where is my iron game, and I'm kind of always trying to fill up the pieces. And right now I'm I'm a very good space in all of those pieces. So I'm trying to make sure I keep that balance. I make sure I keep putting the time into the right things so I can continue to grow both my game and not lose the personal side of things, because I truly believe that when you have good balance, you're going to perform your best.
I love that description, the different cake pieces and putting the cake together, and you want to make sure you have that full cake. That's awesome. Madeline Sagstrom, it's always a pleasure being with you, spending time with you, and congratulations on being recognized for all the courage that you showed in sharing your story this year. Best of luck.
Thank you, Amy.
And now we'll take a little look at the highlights from our next guest, Ryann O'Toole.
Words cannot describe what I am feeling right now. I still can't even, it doesn't seem real. It seems very surreal, and definitely a dream come true.
Fantastic putt. Magnificent. That really is a good putt.
I feel like it's just been a long time coming as far as all the work and effort I've been putting towards to get to where I am today.
It is another. What a performance from Ryann O'Toole. One hand on the trophy, but the long road to victory ends in Scotland for Ryann O'Toole. And here comes the champagne.
I love this style of golf, and to have this be my first win, it seems fitting.
Those were some highlights from Ryann O'Toole's breakout victory on the LPGA Tour in Scotland earlier this season. Ryan, what does it mean to be recognized as a Rolex first-time winner this year?
I think it was a long time coming, so I'm just glad I get to be recognized and to have the W under the belt.
What's the first thing you think of when you think back on getting that win after 11 seasons on the LPGA Tour?
Well, since I've been reminded so many times of how many starts.
How many starts was it?
281.
281 starts.
So let's not, hopefully it won't be that many starts for the next one.
What kept you going? What was it that motivated you to keep working towards that moment and getting that first win?
I just felt like I hadn't figured it out yet. Like I hadn't settled into my game. Like I hadn't figured out how to play the game that I play every day at home, every day with friends, on the course in competition. And I think that's what has kept me striving and reaching and going, is that I still haven't been myself out here. And so that's what I've been working on.
What was different that week? How were you able to be yourself and be Ryann O'Toole?
If I figured it out, I would have already won the last couple. No, to be honest, I don't know. I really don't. I look back and I'm like, I didn't make a ton of putts. I think I struck it great. I hit a lot of fairways and greens as it is, but still, I must have just windy conditions. It must have made, putts as it was probably hard for everyone to read. I really kept it in play. I didn't have any crazy bounces that went any direction. I didn't have any bad luck. And I just feel like everything kind of was just very easygoing and simple. And maybe, the last day I just rode off the coattails of the last three.
It seemed to be simple, and things just fall into place when they are just, sort of meant to be for you. And I know you had talked about walking away from the game and even retiring before that. How did that change your plans?
The plans are still not to walk away or not to retire completely. Sometimes when this game beats you up, you're like, okay, at what point am I going to start a family and do that? And, I have there's other passions in life. Golf is my biggest passion, don't get me wrong. We go on off season, I want to play golf. It's like, okay, I've taken a week off. Can I go practice again? So I do love it. But no, I want to have kids. I'm getting married December 3rd. So it's just kind of like that stepping stone of what's to come. And I look at some of these girls out here that are moms and I go, I don't want that. It's already hard enough with ourselves, and to throw a kid in the mix seems crazy. So I don't know yet. Face me with having a kid, then maybe I'll decide, do I want to give up golf or do I want to travel on the road still? For the most part, though, I'm just taking it one step at a time, 1 week at a time, and going from there.
Well, congratulations on getting that breakout win, and congratulations on your upcoming wedding. Can't wait to see photos, and I hope everything goes wonderful.
There'll be a lot, so I look forward to it.
Thanks so much, Ryan. And we will be joining you with a new guest in just a few minutes. And I am here alongside the managing editor for LPGA.com, Steve Eubanks. Steve, so many incredible stories this season after a crazy 2020. What were some of the great stories that you guys were able to share on the website this year?
Well, I have to tell you, you're right, there were so many great ones. It's hard to pick out some of the best. Between Patty Tavatanika's breakout win at the ANA, which I think everybody who loves women's golf looked at that and just said, wow. I mean, a breakout star was born instantly there. The rise of Nelly Korda to the potential that we had all seen for many years. And I think to win back-to-back and the second win be her first major at the Atlanta Athletic Club, and then to ascend to #1 in the world for the first time that week, really just tremendous. For me, Amy, the moment of the year was at the Olympics. And it wasn't necessarily a shot that was hit with the Olympics. It was when Nelly put the gold medal around her neck and cried when the national anthem was played. That to me was the most special moment that we have had from one of our players all year. It was just tremendous.
That's one of those goosebumps moments. Just when you describe it, it starts to give you chills, you know, as an American, to think about that moment. We're at the final event of the season, so many other stories still to be told. What are you keeping an eye on this weekend at the CME Group Tour Championship?
Oh, Player of the Year. I mean, the Player of the Year race is still up in the air. It is between Nelly and Jin Young Ko. It's incredibly tight. They played together today. So, you know, they're within 3 shots of each other now after the opening round. So it's really kind of going to be a fun weekend to follow that race and see how that whole thing plays out. And then, of course, there's $1.5 million on the line.
Oh, that's all. Just that $1.5 million floating out there.
Right. So there's a lot of serious golf taking place over the next 3 days. It's really a fun week.
And this is a fun night, a huge one for a lot of these ladies on the LPGA Tour, being recognized for all that they've achieved. What does this night mean to members of the LPGA team like yourself and to these players? This is the culmination of all the hard work that's gone in throughout the year. Well, and from everyone, from the players, from the staff, from the volunteers, from all of the sponsors. It's just a wonderful night to be able to get together and celebrate all of the successes that we've had throughout the course of the year. It's terrific. Yeah, it's been fantastic. And it's been great just to be able to get back together after being apart for so long in 2020, to be able to sit down and talk about some of these stories, to get together in the media center and to be able to, you know, just joke and share stories about what is going on. So what's next for you? We've talked about what's happening with the, you know, the off season and what's coming up. What are you looking ahead to next year? What's on your radar? Well, I just can't wait to go back to Lake Nona for the season opener of the Hilton Vacations Tournament of Champions. This is a new one. Yeah, it's the Hilton Vacations Tournament of Champions is our new season opener. And we're really excited to be going to Lake Nona again. I mean, it's just a lovely club. The members couldn't have been more accommodating when we were there before. And I think everybody's excited about kicking off the season in Florida. Yeah, absolutely. That has been such a fun event in years past. And I think everyone's going to be thrilled to go back to Lake Nona. That was a huge hit this past year with Gamebridge and with Annika Sorenstam choosing to tee it up. I talked to her earlier this evening on the green carpet, trying to work on her to get her to come out and play a little bit more. So maybe we'll see her, you know, perhaps at that season opener again. That was another highlight, I think, this season for sure. It really was. And she doesn't have to go far, so it'd be nice to have her back out. Steve Eubanks, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Best of luck, you know, as you wrap up the season as well. And now we're going to send it back inside to Hope as we get ready for the second half of tonight's Rolex Awards. Hope, back to you.
Thanks, Amy, and what an evening it has been so far. But don't go anywhere because the party is just getting started. Stay here, and with that being said, I'm going to toss it back to Tom.
Well, thank you, Hope, and welcome back to the second half of our awards celebration. Now we have the pleasure of hearing from the LPGA Commissioner, Molly Marcoux-Samaan, who will present the coveted Commissioner's Award for this year. Please welcome to the stage the Commissioner of the LPGA Tour.
Good evening. This is quite a phenomenal event. While I was not sleeping on the floor a year ago, I think if someone had said that I'd be sitting at a table with Judy Rankin, Nancy Lopez, and Annika Sorenstam, I think I would have had a little bit of a no way either, as Matilda said. So thank you all for being here. When I was first told that each year the LPGA Commissioner is given the opportunity to present a special award to an individual or organization who has moved the LPGA to new heights in a special way, my first thought was, how would I ever be able to select just one person or one organization? I immediately thought about all of the amazing people I had met in my first 2 months on the job and how blown away I have been by the people's love and commitment to the LPGA. I know this room is full of many people, including several previous winners of this award, who have made enormous and special contributions to the LPGA. Golf may be an individual sport, but the LPGA is definitely a team sport, and none of this can happen without a team of passionate people working together, doing truly remarkable things. So thank you to all of you in this room who care so deeply about what we do. And while I'm on the thank yous, I'd like to offer a special and heartfelt thank you to Rolex for hosting this amazing dinner and for your game-changing support of the LPGA for over 40 years. Thank you also to Terry Duffy and his amazing team at CME for giving us this platform to celebrate our stars. And not to mention the significant purse increase announced this week that we've all been pretty excited about. Finally, I want to thank the amazing Charlie Meacham, former LPGA commissioner, for starting this award in 1991, as it's truly an honor to be able to present something so special. So while my first instinct was, how will I pick just one, I will admit that my concern over who would be the right choice for my first commissioner award didn't last long. About 10 minutes after I was told about the award, I was going up to the media center at the ShopRite Classic to listen to Judy Rankin and the first ever all-women's golf channel team talk about this historic moment. Judy and I had been texting during the week about various topics, and we agreed to try to meet briefly in person. I was very, very hungry, but more importantly, I wanted as much time as I could get with Judy, so I asked her if she would grab a quick bite to eat. Much to my pleasure, Judy said she was hungry too, and so of course she could meet with me. It was during this lunch that I saw firsthand what the whole golf world has seen for over 50 years. One of the most unique and accomplished people in the game of golf, who is mostly just a friend who cares deeply about the people around her, particularly those in her family and her LPGA family, and someone who has a clear sense of what truly matters in life. Right then, I knew that Judy should be this year's winner of the prestigious Commissioner's Award. The first time we met was more nerve-wracking for me than our lunch, as it was with the whole Golf Channel talent team in a conference room at the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational. I thought the meeting went reasonably well, but it almost had a disastrous ending for me. After the meeting, we all went in our different directions. I headed to the ladies' bathroom, and 1 minute after I went into the stall, I heard two familiar voices talking, Tyler Turnbull and Judy. They were talking about the meeting we had all just been in, and all I kept thinking was, it's probably important for them to know I'm in here. So I started coughing and kicking the table, kicking the door. It didn't seem to work. Judy started telling Tyler what she thought of me. I could only hear bits and pieces, and believe me, I was trying not to listen. So I rushed out of the stall as quickly as I could, and Judy just looked at me and said very calmly and comfortably, "Oh." She said, "You're here. I guess you just heard what I said." And then she said, "Good thing I didn't say anything bad." Clearly, Judy forgot that the women's bathroom was no longer a commissioner-free zone. So Judy has changed lives and careers of more people than any of us could fully understand. She has done this as an LPGA player and board member, as a leading analyst in the men's game and the women's game, and as a role model to so many, including me. As you all probably know, Judy became the first woman to work full-time on broadcasts of PGA Tour events for ABC, ESPN, NBC, and Golf Channel. We always say, if you can see it, you can be it. Well, Judy has shown us the way, as a mom on tour, showing us the way on and off the golf course, as a cancer survivor, and in the booth, inspiring the likes of Dottie Pepper, Morgan Pressel, Karen Stupples, Kay Cockrell, Paige McKenzie, and of course so many other men and women aspiring to gain the same respect that the world has for Judy. In reading stories about Judy and her husband, it's clear they were an amazing team, showing people again the way in marriage and partnership. A month or so after Judy and I had met in the conference room and then in the bathroom, And before our lunch in New Jersey, she called to tell me she'd been waking up in the middle of the night thinking about Jane Park, her husband Pete, and their baby Grace, and how we as a tour should step up to help her. She talked about the LPGA being her neighborhood as she raised her son, and that neighbors and family members always step up when people are in need. As a mother and neighbor, she said we had to come up with a way to have the players help each year. She worried that right now people wanted to help, but after a few years, it would be not top of mind. She suggested we started a fund that she called our Grace Fund. Due in part to her leadership and in partnership with one of Jane's friends, we have a plan to be an important part of that neighborhood, which we shared with the players last week. If anyone wants to learn more about being part of that team, please let us know. So Judy keeps changing the lives of our members and consequently has changed the LPGA every step of the way. She has done it her way, in her style, using her approach. We all know Judy's stats, and I could spend the rest of this awards dinner recounting her many awards and accomplishments. I encourage you to go online, as I have, to see the remarkable career she's had. As a reminder of just some of the highlights, she won 26 times on the LPGA. She was Player of the Year 2 times, and the Farr Trophy winner 3 times. Of course, she was 2-0 as captain of the Solheim Cup team, and she is a member of the LPGA Hall of Fame and the World Golf Hall of Fame as both a player and broadcaster, and she's been in the booth for over 35 years. In my research and my short time knowing Judy, what I think sets her apart is that she seems to do it all to help those around her. She hasn't done it to be the best in the world, to feed her ego, or to gain power. She does it to help others and because she believes in what she does. Our players feel her support, and while they know that she will say it like it is, her first instinct is to highlight their strengths. The video we'll play shortly just shows just how vast this impact has been for the LPGA and the golf community. For me, what is so special about Judy, beyond her many specific accomplishments, and why she is so deserving of this award, and I'm so proud to be able to give her my first Commissioner Award, is that she has shown the world that you can be a strong, knowledgeable, tough, talented, successful woman who is also warm, kind, authentic, and empathetic. This has inspired me, and I know it has inspired generations of leaders. Finally, I will just say that Judy's granddaughter, Kendall, is here. From someone who loved my grandmother more than anyone, I've been thinking, wouldn't we all want to be Judy's granddaughter? She's wise, warm, and full of love, and she happens to be the queen, or as you'll hear from the Golden Bear himself in the video, the First Lady of Golf. Judy, thank you for all you do for the LPGA and for our players and for everyone watching our telecasts. Your impact will be felt long past the time you are on the air. We could not be more grateful for all that you do and have done for the LPGA. Before you come up, or if you want to come up and watch, we thought it would be fun for you to hear from just a few of your friends, some of them who are here and some of them who are not. So we'll roll the video.
Hey, Jude, you and I have covered a lot of ground through the years, and whether it's side by side here in the booth or at dinner or in countless rental cars all over the globe, trying to solve the world's problems, and we're still working on that. We haven't given up on that. I know one thing, you always give it to me straight, and it's one of the many things I'll always love about you. You're the same on the air as you are in commercial break. Congratulations on a great honor, and there's an extra piece of banoffee pie headed your way.
There's nobody like the First Lady of Golf, as we call her. Judy, our heartfelt congratulations to one of our favorite and greatest people in our lives.
Hi, Judy. This is Annika. I would like to congratulate you on the LPGA's Commissioner Award. What a great honor. Well-deserved. I'm so happy for you. You have always been a class act on and off the golf course, a true trailblazer in the booth. Enjoy listening to you. So, congratulations again, and enjoy the evening.
Hi, Judy. I just want to congratulate you on this year's Commissioner Award.
You've done so much for the game of golf, for women's golf. You've been a mentor to a lot of us, and we can't thank you enough for what you've done. You've had so much success not only on the golf course but off, and you're an inspiration to all of us, and so congratulations.
Judy, congratulations on receiving the LPGA Commissioner's Award. It's a fabulous award, and there's no one more deserving. You've done so much to contribute to women's golf, to the members of the LPGA, and you have character out of sight. We're so proud of you, proud to know you, and want to congratulate you on this special honor.
You talk about somebody, Judy, who has been involved in the game of golf. You were a good junior player, you were a good amateur player, you were a good ladies professional, you won many, many tournaments. You left golf to broadcasting, and you continue to talk about golf, and you still talk about golf, and you do it very, very well. Everything you've done has been well, and to receive the Commissioner's Award is a very, very nice honor for you. Barbara and I both congratulate you. It's well done. You know, you won the Memorial Tournament Award here not too long ago, and you are honoree, and it's just everybody wants to give Judy Rankin an award. You know why? Because you deserve it.
Hi, Judy. Congratulations on winning the Commissioner's Award. You truly deserve this award. You were just the best in always giving back to the LPGA. I remember many years ago playing with you and how much I admired you. So congratulations for this wonderful award. You definitely deserve it.
Mrs. Rankin, knowing how much you love dogs, Rupert and I thought it would be very appropriate to both send you biggest congratulations on your Commissioner's Award. You have been so everything to so many people, whether it was as a player, as a mom on tour, as a broadcaster, one who has broken glass and grass ceilings too. Just couldn't be more proud of you. Long live the Queen.
Congratulations to receiving the Commissioner's Award. You're so well deserved, and thank you so much for being a really, really great role model. And then every time when I see you at the tournament, you always support us so well. So thank you so much for being such an awesome person. Thank you.
Congrats, Judy, on the Commissioner's Award. You have been a great role model and pioneer for this game, and we've been blessed to have you with the LPGA.
Hi, Judy. Congrats on the Commissioner's Award this year, and thank you so much for everything you've done for the game of golf.
Congratulations to Judy Rankin on receiving the Commissioner's Award this year. I've really enjoyed listening to your commentating throughout the years, and I think you've been a great champion for the LPGA and its players.
I want to say congratulations on winning the Commissioner's Award. You have elevated our game, you have contributed in growing the women's game, and thank you so much for being such a big part of our tour and getting us to where we are at today. So thank you again, and congratulations.
Congratulations, Judy, on winning the Commissioner Award. Very well deserved. I always love when we get some time to talk, whether traveling or just happen to run into each other, which we do a lot. I love all the stories. Congratulations again, and yeah, all the best.
Congratulations on the Commissioner's Award. Very, very well deserved. You know, obviously appreciate all your dedication to this tour and what you did when you were playing to now give us the opportunity we have, but just also your continued dedication to be out here almost every week on the TV broadcast. It really means a lot to us and to our tour, and thank you for everything you continue to do for us.
Well done, Judy.
You see a video like that and you start realizing how long you've been around. And I hope you can tell from the relationship that I sure like Molly, and I think Molly is going to be a big winner for the LPGA Tour. If I make it to a tournament next year, it'll be my 6th decade with the LPGA Tour. And I've known pretty much all the greats in the game. I did not know Babe, but I've known every other great that played. I knew all the founders. And I've been getting to know great players right along, so it's pretty terrific. I turned pro in 1962. I was 17 years old, and it wasn't a very reasonable thing to do. There weren't that many tournaments. There wasn't any money, and I don't quite know, what the plan was, but long and hard, it finally worked out. It was slow going for me in the beginning. I finally learned how to win. And I had my great times. I had a great run in the 70s playing. And, but I was up and I was down and I was up and I was down, and there's a point to this story in just a minute. Eventually, I was really down, and I played very poorly. I had very serious back problems, and I'm not so sure I didn't have a mini nervous breakdown. All I know is I went home. I eventually had back surgery. I was counting myself really lucky to not win or lose every day. It had taken a toll. And at the same time, my husband and I were raising our son, who, oh, by the way, is a pretty well-adjusted guy, and his oldest child is with me tonight. But he was raised on this tour, and he was raised by so many players on this tour also. So you watch all the little kids that are out here today, and the way the tour has accommodated that need with families on this tour. And it's a new day, let me tell you, than when you're out here by yourself with a 3-year-old and trying to figure out what you're going to do because he's sick. You need to play in the Pro-Am. And if you don't play in the Pro-Am, you don't get to play in the tournament. And to anybody who's ever volunteered, I will tell you that on 2 different occasions in my life on the tour, a volunteer in the ladies' locker room saved my week by taking care of my son while I played in the Pro-Am that day. Anyway, so, there's a lot of stories. And I promised Molly I wouldn't be real too long, but I decided as you get older, your story's longer, Anyway, I was in a pretty bad place when I quit playing, and I got a phone call. And I guess it was one of the luckiest phone calls of my life, because I got a phone call from ABC Sports. And they wanted to know if I would like to come to the Women's Open in Salem, Massachusetts, and work out on the fairways like Bob Rosberg did. And I really didn't think about it, because I couldn't stand up in front of people and talk. So I don't know what made me think I was going to make this happen, but I'd always liked golf on TV. And I said yes, and I went, of course. First person I ever talked to on TV, for those of you who are old enough, was Jim McKay. And the blessing of my television life was I didn't have to look in a camera. I could stand behind a tree and talk in the mic and just talk about golf. And that's what got me started, and I was so very grateful. But ABC Sports took a huge chance on me, because in 1985, they took me to the Men's Open. And it's a whole new meaning of, are you nervous? I cannot tell you how happy I was to be there, how afraid I was to be there. And the fact that I pulled it off for a week was honest, I must say that Monday was almost like I'd won a tournament because I didn't have any super failures and it was all fairly successful. So over time, it was ABC Sports, it was ESPN. I spent more than 25 years on the PGA Tour, walking the fairways, and I got to know a few great players there too. And I had great times in the height of Tiger Woods' career. So, you know, I've seen Tiger from the beginning to not so long ago. I saw Nancy Lopez up close and personal, and then in television. I saw all of Annika Sorenstam's career. I saw all of Kari Webb's career, and I could go on and on and on. But I guess I've had the best front row seat ever. And I will tell you, Molly said it, but the LPGA has been my neighborhood. And I love this neighborhood. And I've been really fortunate to have a second chance after being a player to spend so much time out here and to be friends with young players. It's really been extraordinary for me. So you heard a bit of my story without me going into great detail, and I will tell you that I think my story is kind of mirrored by the LPGA's story. I think the LPGA story forever has been they were up, they were down, they were down, they were up, they were struggling, we were trying, we were all pulling together. We had some not so good years, some pretty good years. And along the way, there was always someone of stature in the business world who came along and saw something in us and in this tour. And I will tell you, probably there's more to see today than ever before. But I can go all the way back to David Foster, who initiated the original Colgate Dinah Shore Winners Circle, which eventually went on and on and on with a few different corporate sponsors, but will become Chevron. And it will be our last time at Mission Hills. And it's bittersweet, but I think what's coming with Chevron and all is such a positive for the LPGA. And it is, it's just tremendous that people like that come along, that they see something really special in the LPGA. And I think most of you are here tonight because you think there's a little something special with the LPGA. You know, we get to today, and the people like Terry Duffy and CME, thank you very much for this wonderful week and the weeks that are coming. The people from KPMG who, you know, have really stepped up to the plate. Tournament sponsors, one that I ran into tonight, who's a friend of mine, I like him an awful lot, Mike King from Volunteers of America, who has had all kinds of struggles with the tournament in Dallas with dates and weather and all kinds of things, and he does not quit on the LPGA. So I think in that regard of the up and the down, we're much alike. My career, it was Wailing Shi tonight. 7 years, 6 years before I won. Great player Betsy King, 8 years before she won, so everybody take heart. I don't think there's ever been a better time for the LPGA Tour, and I'm really thrilled that Molly is leading it. I see very special things in her, and I think she has the combination of warmth and intelligence that go together very well. One of the blessings of the job I've had is when you're not competing any longer, you can really take joy in other people's talent. I really, really love watching these players play. And I'm all the time telling people, please, go see the LPGA in person, because you will be a fan, and I promise you, you will be a fan for life. I want to say a big thank you to everyone in TV along the way. And that's a long list of people, and it's ABC Sports, it's ESPN, and it's the Golf Channel. But most recently, and we work pretty consistently. It's the Golf Channel. And alongside very often is Terry Gannon. Alongside very often is Grant Boone, who could not be here tonight. This gentleman right here is alongside or across the booth very often. And I just want to tell you, I'm coming to the end of my time. I'm not going to do a Brett Favre and retire about 4 times, but I am seriously slowing down. And I don't know how much there will be after this, but at some point I will see you next year. And I want to tell everybody on this crew at the Golf Channel, everybody, the men, the women, all these guys I'm so close to, I want you to know for sure, I have really had a great time. I really have. It's been something. Thank you. Thank you.
Judy likes to enjoy a glass of Chablis. We might have a whole bottle tonight, Judy. Well, after honoring a woman who has witnessed many memorable achievements in the women's game, it seems only fitting that we now turn our attention to perhaps the biggest stage in all of women's golf, the Solheim Cup. This year, over the Labor Day weekend, the renowned Inverness Club in Toledo, Ohio, hosted the 17th playing of the Solheim Cup. And once again, it delivered incredible drama and a fantastic finish. So let's take a look back at the Solheim Cup.
Solheim Cup.
Congratulations to Team Europe, and we're going to welcome to the stage 2 of the members of that winning team, 7-time Solheim Cup participant Anna Nordqvist, and the rookie who led the European team in scoring with 4.5 points, Leona Maguire. So please welcome to the stage. And look what you brought with you. Take a seat. We're going to have a chat. You can put the Solheim Cup right there between you. There's a microphone on the chair for you both, one each. So I think the most important question to begin with is, what did you drink out of the Solheim Cup the night that you won?
I think the question is probably what didn't we drink out of it? It's unusual to see it empty again.
Did somebody pour it over your head? Is that what, I think I saw that. They put champagne in.
Possibly.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Just sum up, if you would, Anna, the week for you, because it was pretty incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I was basically Graham on the team since I was the oldest one. That was my 7th, and I thought I'd done some really good Solheim Cups, and I think it was hard to top Beanie's Solheim Cup at Glen Eagles, but I think the team that we had, the way we came together, I mean, really had no fans, which was obviously hard because, but we enjoyed the peace and quiet. Obviously, when we were making putts, because they didn't want to share for good shots. So, but I mean, I'm really proud of my team. I really enjoyed like the rookies, like Leona, Matilda. It was definitely the best team I feel like Europe has ever had, and I'm just very excited because I know there's a lot more young girls coming, and for girls to experience Solheim Cup, I mean, there's just nothing better.
You said you didn't have any fans on site, but you had support back home, didn't you? And your family, they really got into the spirit of the Solheim Cup. So let's take a look at the video of your family back home in Sweden. Let's take a look.
Anna, Anna, Nordqvist, Anna, 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 Nordqvist, Anna, 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 Anna.
And good luck getting that song out of your head later. Leona, you come from a very small town, don't you, in Ireland? How did you celebrate when you went back home after this victory?
Yeah, I mean, it was almost like St. Patrick's Day in Ireland. Went through my local town in a gold BMW convertible with my 95-year-old grandmother in the passenger seat. And yeah, I mean, wasn't expecting anything like that, but I mean, I think it was nice to see people after a hard 2 years of lockdowns and everything at home, to see people smiling and happy again. And yeah, the Solheim Cup brought them a lot of joy in Ireland.
Well, it was fully deserved because you played so well. Where did that golf come from? Where does that fire come from that we saw in match play from you?
Yeah, I mean, I love team golf. I think as Europeans, we grow up playing a lot of match play, a lot of team golf, and it's a special week. And I know the girls had talked about it before that, but you don't really realize it until you're there. And we had a phenomenal team, and I think we wanted to win for each other, even though we knew the crowds weren't cheering for us. We were all cheering for each other, and we just brought out the best in each other.
And a quick word, you mentioned her a little bit, the captain, but what impact has she had, not only on this team, but for you in your career, Anna?
Who, Katrina?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, like from my first Solheim Cup in 2009 and her being one of the players and actually having played on her teams and then playing for her, it's been very special. I still today remember playing the British Open at Lytham St. Dan the year that she won, after giving birth, after 11 weeks earlier, and she's shooting 29 on the back nine there. That's still like some of the most amazing golf I've ever seen or witnessed. It just, I thought she couldn't top Glen Eagles, I mean, winning on home soil, but I really thought, you know, her, Suzanne, Laura, and Catherine, like the way they brought together the team this time around, I thought it was very impressive. So just very proud to be part of another team, and she should be very proud of her accomplishments.
And just quickly, I want to congratulate you on an amazing season because you won the AIG Women's Open at Carnoustie. Anyone that wins at Carnoustie, you know, you put your name among some of the greats in the game. And also, you got married this year, did you not?
Yep, I got married this year. Kevin sitting over here. So, I mean, Scottish caddy, Scottish husband, and winning in Scotland, I couldn't have asked for anything more this year.
Well, I want to congratulate the both of you on a wonderful victory at Inverness, and thank you to the Americans in the audience for humoring 3 Europeans to talk about the Solheim Cup victory. So thank you very much to Anna Nordqvist and Leona Maguire from the winning team. Don't forget the Solheim Cup. They were quick to take that back with them. Well, next up tonight, we will honor the winner of the 7th annual Rolex Annika Major Award, which this season was determined following the conclusion of the AIG Women's Open, the 5th and final major of the year. So joining me on stage to present this year's award is one of the most recognizable names in golf and the namesake of this honor, a 10-time major champion, an 8-time Rolex Player of the Year, and the 1994 Louise Suggs Rolex Rookie of the Year Award recipient, Annika Sorenstam. Come on up, Annika. Annika makes her way to the stage. Let's look back at how the 5 major championships unfolded this season.
We play on. What a shot from Minjee Lee. She'll have that for eagle. The Aussie rules. Minjee Lee, with a comeback for the ages, is finally a major champion.
On the tee from Sweden, Anna Nordqvist.
These two have a one-shot buffer on the rest of the field. Tired on top.
What a shot from Anna Nordqvist.
Anna Nordqvist is a major champion again. The Swede has won the 2021 AIG Women's Open.
Please welcome to the stage the winner of the Rolex Annika Major Award, Patty Tavatanakit. Patty, you're going to receive the award from Annika and then a watch from Munir as well. So we'll get some photos of that. Congratulations. And then the watch as well. Don't forget the watch. Yeah, this is quite important. Are you gonna be okay? Don't drop the watch. That's all I say. Let's head over to the seats because we're going to have a little chat. Do you need a hand? Yeah. I don't want to get a back injury tomorrow. That wouldn't be good at all. So let's have you sit down, and I tell you what, we can put the watch on one, and we can put the trophy on the other. How about that? That's perfect. Yeah, you're going to sit in the middle. Is that all right? And let's talk. Let's begin, Annika, by talking about Patty's performance, not only in this season, but especially at the ANA Inspiration, now the Chevron Championship.
Yeah, that was pretty incredible. First of all, congratulations. I'm very happy for it. This is awesome. This is really a cool award, I think. Thank you to Rolex for putting this together. You know, the idea is to celebrate the major winners because you guys make history. So I always felt like the majors was a big part of my history, and to be able to continue this tradition with players like yourself. So yeah, I watched you play. That was incredible. That golf course is normally tough. You made it look so simple. The way you drove the ball, I mean, you had clubs in that I've never seen. So it was fun to watch, and just putting the LPGA up there was fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
Patty, you're an Annika alumni, aren't you? Because you won Annika's tournament. You were involved in her program. So just talk about the relationship you've had with Annika, how far back it goes, and what she has meant to you.
You know, I grew up watching you play. I still remember when I was really young, you played that event in Thailand, the Honda LPGA, and I was just there watching, and I was like, oh wow, like I want to kind of be on tour one day. And then fast forward to college, never get a chance to win your award, but I did play some awesome golf to win your event that day, and you were there, and it was really memorable, and really appreciate all the things you do for women's golf, and you know, from junior golf to college, and it's been a really great journey, and every single level I've been to, I've seen your name, and it's a really great thing that you're doing, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
Annika, you made your first win on tour, a major championship, didn't you, when you won the US Women's Open? I remember hearing a story from, I think it was your agent at the time, Mark Steinberg, who was pretty young in his career as an agent, and after you won the US Women's Open, you called him and you said, what do I do now? And he said, I have no idea. I've never done this before. But give us a sense of how difficult it is to be thrust into the limelight as a major champion when you're so young, and how well Patty has handled that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was 24, so nowadays this probably seems old compared to some of these winners. But yeah, I mean, it was obviously quite the change. You know, when you join the tour, you don't really know how you're going to do, if you're going to win a tournament, or, you know, you're going to survive, kind of like what Judy said, you know, we have our ups and downs. But yeah, the US Open was my victory, and I remember flying home with this big trophy on Southwest in row 35F. There was no room for this big thing, and the captain made an announcement, and I was, you know, quite shy by nature, that I disappeared into the restroom and was sitting there until it was time to put the seatbelt on and land in Phoenix at the time. But no, I mean, it did change my life in a lot of different ways. When I get home, and I'm sure this has changed too, now you got cell phones and all those things. When I won in 95, I came home and I had one of those answering machines when you push play and it's blinking like forever. You know, I've never had so many messages and really didn't know how to handle it. So yeah, things have changed quite a bit, but I do remember calling Mark Steinberg and said, what do we do now? And the first thing is, I was actually supposed to play in New York at the Big Apple Classic, and I was so exhausted. You know, you practice, you know, driving, you practice making putts, you practice all the things, but you really don't practice how to win and what it takes. And all of a sudden, everybody wanted a piece of me, and I said, I can't go anywhere, and I'm not ready to play. So I actually withdrew from that tournament, and I got a call from the commissioner within 10 minutes. This will be one of your things to do, Molly, is to call players and try to convince them and play. And eventually I said, you know, I'm really sorry, Charlie, but I'm going to be here for the long term. And he said, well, how about you get on David Letterman? I said, who? I guess that was not even a draw, because I was not up to 11 p.m. and watching his show. But, you know, life has changed, and certainly for the better. The LPGA is a great family to be with, to help you, guide you along the way. And it's just been it's been so much fun, and to Patty and what she has done this year is fantastic. Coming up on the stage several times, you have an amazing future ahead of yourself, and it's nice to see. There's so many great representatives of the game here in women's golf, and I learned a lesson. We're all going to learn lessons. We all make bogeys along the way, but as long as we don't triple bogey, I think things are going to be okay.
And Patty, just finally, let's talk a little bit about the other 3 majors that you played, because this is not just about winning one major, it's about the consistency in major championships throughout the entire season. You weren't able to play at the Amundi Evian Championship because of visa issues getting to tournaments, but talk about your performances in the other major championships and what stands out for you.
I really have to think back, because I mean, I played so many.
He had a 5th and a 7th.
Okay.
Yeah, do you remember?
Yes.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah.
I remember that U.S. Open was such a long week because I've got a lot of things going on, and fast forward to KPMG, I feel like that week I was so relaxed, and it was just the greatest setting for me because my coach and his family was there, and Ivy, the dog, was there. So we all stayed together, and I just literally go back and I don't think about golf. I just play with Ivy, and I really think that helped me a lot. And yeah, I finished top 10. I don't know, I love adrenaline. So when it comes to like bigger tournaments, I'm kind of more into it, I guess. And then at British Open, it was like, okay, Patty, you did not play well last year. Like links golf is so different. And ever since then, ever since my first links golf ever, I'm like, okay, Grant, I really want to play in the wind good. And apart from that, like if I play well in Scotland, just one event of the year, I'd be so proud of myself. And to be able to go there and finish in the top 10 and finding out that I got this award is just mind-blowing. I was basically in shock for the next couple of days, and I was in London with the Jatanagarn sisters too.
It's a good place to celebrate, by the way.
Yeah.
Patty, fantastic playing. We look forward to what you can do as your career continues, but well done on 2021.
Thank
and
you.
The winner of the Rolex Annika Major Award. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to let Annika step down from the stage in a moment, but we're going to ask you to stick around because you might be involved in the next award, which is to do with rookies on tour. So we're going to welcome another rookie on tour to the stage. It's the commissioner, Molly Marcoux-Simon. Molly.
Tom, or here? Good here? I feel very privileged to have the opportunity tonight to introduce the winner of this year's Louise Suggs Rolex Rookie of the Year Award. It's no surprise who is taking home this award, as it was locked up weeks ago, and you've already had the opportunity to see her up here on stage a few times tonight. What Patty Tavatanakit was able to accomplish in her rookie season is really quite remarkable. I felt a special connection to this year's rookie class. As Tom mentioned, I would consider this my rookie season too. I've heard many other rookies describe what their experience has been like, and it's very similar to mine. Lots of learning, making adjustments, listening to others, asking for help, relying on partners and friends, accepting that there are things we can control and things we can't, recognizing that it's a marathon, not a sprint, learning to prioritize, and yes, making a few miscues, like when I came up when I wasn't supposed to come up. That's why I was standing over there. Back in late March, I was deep into the interview process to become the next commissioner, and the final round of interviews was around the same time as the ANA Inspiration. As I watched each round closely, I couldn't help but to be inspired by Patty's performance. Her confidence captured me. I guess it's not that hard to have that much confidence when your bombing drives 300 yards. Her poise under pressure reiterated to me the impact this tour and our players can have on young girls in so many areas of life. And her individual story made me realize how unique the LPGA is as a global women's organization, which brings cultures together and highlights the talents of women from around the globe. And finally, Patty showed me that I had a lot of work to do to be able to properly pronounce all of the players' last names. And most importantly for Patty, that amazing breakthrough victory in the desert was just the start of a magnificent rookie campaign, which included earning 10 top 10 finishes, 3 of which came in major championships. Being ranked in the top 10 in scoring average, rounds under par, putts per green in regulation, and driving distance. Finishing 4th in the race to the CME Globe, and currently ranking 3rd in the Player of the Year points. Let's take a look back at Patty's remarkable rookie year on the LPGA Tour.
What motivates me every day is that I had to get up and try to be successful, whatever it takes me to be successful, and that's just drives me. The passion is what got me going. Passion for the game, passion for the competition, and just trying to be the best golfer I can be. It just drives me.
I would definitely keep my eye on Patty this year. She hits it a mile. She's working on shaping shots and becoming an all-around solid player.
Oh, well played, Patty T.
Confident stroke walking before it hit the hole.
Yep. So the best players in the world here, and that destination where you can win the first major championship of the year. She just rolled in another one. That has been automatic. There's the driver, a 3-wood, doesn't matter.
Downhill line, downhill to the hole.
But she answers. When there has been a challenge, she has met it.
She looks flawless.
With power and poise, Patty Tavatanakit is a major champion, the winner of this 50th edition of the A&A Inspiration.
She was bombing 300-plus yard drives at the A&A, and she's 4th on tour in putts per green in regulation at that combo.
That's the combination you'd like to have.
That's a beautiful swing and a beautiful sound of that shot. Really solid.
My word, that was impressive. Terrific. You know, it's quite amazing. She won the Rolex Annika Major Award in her rookie year.
7 wins in 2 years of college, 3 wins in an abbreviated season on the Symetra Tour. If the plan comes to fruition, it could be seeing the birth of a new superstar.
Louise Suggs, Rolex Rookie of the Year, Patty Tavatanakit, you get that trophy, and you get another watch from Munir as well.
What an awesome night to celebrate LPGA 2021 season ending, and I'm really happy to see all of you here tonight. It's such an honor for me to be here for the first time and to be standing up in front of all of you. I'm so thrilled to be named the Louise Suggs Rolex Rookie of the Year. It's so wonderful that this dinner gets to happen this year, and many thanks to everyone who made it happen. At the beginning of the season, I didn't really know how things was going to turn out for me, and especially last year was such a tough rookie year with COVID protocols and all those crazy stuff we had to do, getting to the tournament on Sunday and having to get tested and all that stuff. It was just, we came a long way. I mean, it's not really, I'm struggling, guys. But went back to off season. I worked with my coach, Grant Waite, in a lot of ways with my golf game, and I just wanted to be a better player, not necessarily wanting to win yet, because I knew that my
Potential was there, just need to figure some stuff out to put it together and finally close it out, which I did when I won our first major at the ANA Inspiration. My entire outlook changed because I have proven to myself that I belong out here and I have what it takes to win on the LPGA Tour. Not only that, but a major championship. It is truly a privilege to compete alongside every single players on the tour, and for that, it is something that I wouldn't trade for anything else. I sincerely hope I get to do this for as long as I can enjoy it, because for me, being week to week with all of you guys, staff, players, and rules officials, and everyone, it is the greatest job I could ever ask for, and I'm really thankful for it. This opportunity wouldn't be possible without the dedication and the vision of the LPGA founders. Who blazed a trail and carved our place in this wonderful game. To win this award named after one of the LPGA's founders, Louis Suggs, is a tremendous honor. And to all founders and to all the fans of the LPGA past, present, and future, thank you. I also like to thank Rolex for being the biggest support in all kinds of levels of golf, from junior levels to here, LPGA. I've always enjoyed going to banquets, receiving the Rolex chocolate at the, that's like my highlight of the HAGA time, is I got a Rolex chocolate box to go home to. That being said, Rolex is the fitting representation of their consistency, loyalty, and commitment to the game of women's golf. Seeing their name on these trophies feels like a fitting tribute to our journey together. Thanking Alex, Arnold, Dustin, and the entire Rolex team. We're lucky to be your partners. To my friends and my second family in Orlando, thank you for always having my back when things get rough. And thank you for our endless cookout nights. To my family, I am thankful for your unconditional love and support. Mom, thank you for flying all the way from Thailand to here and watching me finish out the season and being here at this special night. Dad. Unfortunately, my dad couldn't be here because he's got to work, and with the pandemic, he's a little behind on work as well. But he's the man behind all the success. The person I've become and everything I've accomplished in my life is him. He's the man behind all of that. And I just want to say thank you for believing in me ever since the day I first held a golf club, just so I could eat more ice cream at the driving range. To my coaches, Grant Waite, I really appreciate every single hours we spent on the course, off the course, and just everywhere we go, we always, good company, great mentor. He really did bring out the best in me and my ability to play at the highest level. And without his help, I don't think I would be standing here in front of all you guys, giving this speech and receiving all these awards tonight. To P and Lynn, my mental coaches, they have made this game and the process of getting better so much more fun and enjoyable, and without that, I wouldn't have played well. I think golf takes a lot out of you, and you just need to find some joy and kind of have to love it to really do great things. Thank you, my trainer, Dr. Brendan, for helping me with my physical health, and my sponsors for their continuous support. And lastly, my boyfriend, Andy, for being my best friend, my practice buddy, and my greatest match play opponent, who I honestly don't think I would have achieved this much this year without his biggest support and obviously his family supporting me. And for that, I will always be grateful for him and all of these people I've mentioned tonight.
To all of you here who run our events and to the people that make LPGA work every day through every circumstances, thank you and have an amazing week to all of you. Drive on.
Patty, you really upgraded those chocolate boxes, you know. Well, our next award is not yet decided, so we have a little more drama over the weekend here at the CME Group Tour Championship. The race for the Farr Trophy, the season's lowest scoring average, is still mathematically too close to call, so tonight we honor the contenders for this prestigious award. In second place, with their scoring average of 69.708, is Inji Chun. So please give Inji a round of applause for her season. But leading the way this season with an impressive scoring average of 69.391 is Lydia Ko. There's a very narrow margin separating these two. But we will decide the Farr Trophy on Sunday evening here at the CME Group Tour Championship. So that brings us to our final award of the evening, and this may be the most prestigious of them all, the Rolex Player of the Year Award. And this year has featured a tightly contested battle for the honor, and it's still up for grabs this week at the final event of the season. No matter how we measure success, just two players are at the top in every one of multiple categories on the LPGA Tour. It's been an unbelievable season for both Jin Young Ko and Nelly Korda. They've both dominated the headlines. Jin Young Ko, #2 in the Rolex World Golf Rankings. She's second in the LPGA official money list. She's #1 in the race to the CME Globe. She's #1 in top 10 finishes. She's won 4 times this year on the LPGA Tour. And Nelly, #1 in the Rolex World Golf Rankings, #1 in LPGA official money, #2 in the CME race to the CME Globe, #2 in top 10 finishes and 4 wins. So let's take a look back at these two players' seasons, and we'll start with Jin Young Ko.
World #1, Jin Young Ko.
Yeah, the key to this player's game is she makes very few mistakes.
Wonderful shot. That's a player that's so in control.
#1 in the world for 2 straight years until last week, Jin Young Ko.
Had a good job.
Yeah, good one.
My goodness.
Return to old glory for the former #1 in the world, Jin Young Ko. Go ahead and finish it off. Win #9 for the world #2. Have another cup. Jin Young Ko wins the Founders.
What a shot from Jin Young Ko. On top in Korea and on top of the world, Jin Young Ko.
The standings as they are right now has Nelly ahead by 10 points. And to put it simply, Jin Young Ko has to finish second or better to have a chance of winning the Rolex Player of the Year. There are 3 shots separating the two players after the opening round. We have 3 more days to go. But at the moment, it is Nelly Korda, if it finished how it stands at the moment, who would win the Rolex Player of the Year. So let's take a look back at Nelly's season.
This is something that I've worked for since I was 14.
Nelly Korda. She's done it again. Major champion.
I've put in a lot of work, and to get a major championship, I don't even have words, honestly.
Oh. Pretty much what she needed to do.
After Jessica Korda wins the season-opening Diamond Resorts Tournament of Champions, Nelly Korda follows her into the winner's circle at the Cambridge LPGA. Nelly Korda is an LPGA winner. The Korda family has another major champion, and this time it's in golf.
Such a consistently pure ball striker. He's hitting a lot of greens, only average missing less than 3 per round.
She's done it again. Nelly Korda, world #1, wins for the 4th time this season.
It's been an incredible year for both of those players. I think you can understand that both Lydia Ko and Nelly Korda wanted to rest tonight to be ready for the next 3 days. But we have 2 people who are just as good as those 2. We've got 2 players who have won the Rolex Player of the Year award on multiple occasions, and we're going to invite them to the stage to chat about what Jin Young and Nelly have done this year. So please welcome to the stage a 4-time Rolex Player of the Year in Nancy Lopez, and an 8-time Rolex Player of the Year in Annika Sorenstam. So come on up, come on up. Let's talk about this year. We're going to sit between Patty's watches. And of course, we'll watch over the next 3 days as Jin Young and Nelly try to battle it out. And you know exactly, you can sit, Nancy, you can sit wherever you want. Pretty much wherever you go in the game of golf, you can sit wherever you want. There you go. Tell me about what it means to be the Player of the Year, because this is something that you never forget, right?
Well, I think when you first come out on the LPGA Tour, that's not really a goal, in that you don't know if you can reach that goal. I know when I first came out on the LPGA Tour, I just wanted to win one tournament. That was my goal. And then as you get closer to the chance of winning the prestigious Player of the Year, you get more motivated and more excited, and then you start thinking about it. Of course, the press starts asking you about it. And it's a thrill to be able to be the best and beat the best on those years when you're Player of the Year, because there's so much talent, and there was at that time on the LPGA Tour. So to be able to be one of the best that year, it's definitely a great honor, and it takes a lot of work.
Annika, can you talk a little bit about what you see in the games of Nelly Korda and Jin Young, and how impressed you are?
Well, I'm very impressed. I mean, both of them, you see them on the screen there. I think they're 2 different players, obviously different backgrounds, but also the way they play. You know, Nelly, to talk about her first, since she's leading, I mean, here is a very powerful player. Hits the ball a long ways, just very, modern swing, just a great ambassador from the game, from the U.S. And then you got Lydia Ko, South Korean, a little bit more classic swing. You see the finish, the nice little arch turn. Really has no weaknesses, just fairways and greens and all the good stuff. So, both been #1. I think they both have embraced the situation very well. I mean, they both want it, badly. And I think what makes the Rolex Player of the Year award so special is because it's, as you know, it's point-based. Other tours, it's more like the players vote for you. This is, I mean, they have earned every single point throughout the season. So the consistency pays off there too. So I think it's exciting. It's coming down to the final. You cannot ask for anything better. Maybe tonight would have been nice to have them here, but I think this is going to tune into the CME Tour Championship to see it. So 2 great candidates. Both of them deserves it. So we'll see what kind of showdown we will get the next few days.
You got your eye on that watch.
I know, I love it. Yeah. I might have to call Rolex there.
the Rolex Player of the Year.
Well, you have 8.
You're not bitter that you only have 4, right?
No, not at all.
The Rolex Player of the Year is awarded a special Rolex watch, which is engraved on the back with the Player of the Year and the honor, of course. And they're kind of rivals, right, these 2 on the golf course this year. What was it like for you? Who were your rivals, and how did that relationship develop as you were winning? Over a 10-year period, you won your Rolex Player of the Years.
Well, your rivals were, well, my idol is Joanne Carner. And so I would say she was a rival, but yet I really respected her and wanted to beat her whenever I played with her. So there were so many great players, and my dad always said, always play with the players that are better than you because you get better. And I tried to always do that when I was in practice rounds. I'd practice with Pat Bradley or Patty Sheehan or any of the really top players, Carner. And it was just fun to be able to be around such greatness because as a little amateur watching them on television, you know, you dream of being able to get on the LPGA Tour and, like I said, maybe winning one tournament. So the excitement of winning and to be able to play against some of the best was what drove me, because when I was out there, I loved being able to compete against the best and trying to beat them and be better than them. So it was, I just feel very privileged and honored to be able to play on the LPGA Tour. You know, I played with Judy Rankin many, many years ago, and it was fun to watch her because she was a really tough competitor also during that time. And you know, you're, like I said, just honored to be able to have the opportunity to do that, and very blessed because you just don't really know where you're going to go when you get on the LPGA Tour and what you can really accomplish. I would have loved to been able to play more with Annika. I was kind of phasing out a little bit more at that time because she's such a great player, and it was fun to watch her do what she did on the LPGA Tour also.
Annika was probably glad that you weren't taking her on because you were a pretty fiery competitor out there. It would have been a tough task. But Annika, you won yours over a period of 10 years. Obviously, you won 8 of them. So how were you able to keep that longevity? It's not easy to do this year in, year out.
There was some luck to it, I guess. But a lot of it is determination, focus, discipline, and just keep on working. Keep trying to reach my goals, and players like Nancy and Judy, I mean, they kind of set the pace, you know. I got out there and I was looking up to them, role models, and looking and learning and just trying to figure out how to make it work. And then, you know, when I won the US Open in '95, I felt like I was on the right track, but I still felt like I had the potential to be better. So just keep working hard, setting new goals, and keep pushing myself. And I love the watches, so I just keep setting up, keep going. So, but you know, the goal was always to be the best player out there, and you know, you really need to play well every week to even have a chance, because it's, you know, the competition is very tough.
I can't let you go without congratulating you, by the way, on winning a major championship this year. You won the US Senior Women's Open by 8 shots. And you made a cut in an LPGA Tour event. What was it, first time in 13 years? Did I get that right, that you played and you made the cut? And there's so the Tournament of Champions is in your backyard next year.
Yeah, in a few months. Yeah.
So the US Senior Women's Open, they can count that as a win. Maybe
sure,
you could play.
Why not? Yeah.
Do you have any, what's your aspirations? Are you going to keep playing? Are we going to keep seeing you playing? I'm putting you on the spot now. You may not have been expecting
No, I'm on the spot, and
yeah.
I'm fine with being on the spot. No, I like to play a little bit similar like this year. I played 6 events, a little bit in Europe, a little bit the little celebrity events that they have. So I'll be teeing it up at Lake Nona, not as an LPGA player, but as the celebrity division. So I get a chance to...
That's not fair on the rest of the competition.
I do have a home course advantage, but I would love to, you know, tee it up with Nancy and some of the other ladies, legends, whether it's defending at the U.S. Women's Senior Open, and but that's about it. You know, I'm not here to do a comeback. I got my family, but I love having them with me. I love doing it and being part of the game of golf again. It's a great place to be. So a little dibble, a little dabble, if I may.
Well,
I would like to congratulate Annika for winning the U.S. Women's Senior Open. I don't think people realize how hard that is to be out of competition like you have on the LPGA Tour and then come back and dedicate yourself to winning an event like that. That's not easy. So I watched her and I said, boy, I would really like to do that. And then I'm like, no, I don't. Too much work.
But I was texting you. I said, Nancy, it's not the same without you. So you said you're going to try and get back in next year.
Well, thank you, Annika.
Well, it's been such a pleasure for the both of you to visit us on the stage here tonight. I know you'll be watching eagerly over the next 3 days to see what happens in the race between Nelly Korda and Jin Young Ko. It's been great to have you. It's been great to enjoy all of the winners this year on the stage here inside the ballroom here in Naples. And we look forward to seeing the season conclude over the next 3 days on Golf Channel and NBC, and what has been an amazing year for the LPGA Tour. So thanks to everyone who made the Rolex LPGA Awards happen. Inside the ballroom here, we celebrated, we laughed, we cried, and that's usually the story for these awards. It's a wonderful night. Thank you very much for joining us, and from myself, Tom Abbott, and everybody here, it's good night.
Is honestly an
And then
understatement.
for those of
But
us inside,
the fun does not end here. We have the CME Group Tour Championship happening all week right here in Naples, Florida, and you do not want to miss the race to the Vera Trophy and of course the Rolex Player of the Year award. So stay tuned. You're going to watch on Golf Channel on Friday and Saturday, and on Sunday you're going to watch on NBC. I just want to say a big thank you to Rolex for believing in women's golf and making this special night happen. I'm Hope Arnett. Thanks for watching.